pursuit of that justice and in support of that peace, today, tomorrow, and always. We promise you.
They don't give up. They don't give up.
Nothing changes. Same in Washington.
Same thing. Always.
All right, so that was a joint news briefing by Benjamin Netanyahu and Joe Biden as Netanyahu is putting out details of all the atrocities that are being leveled by the Hamas during this ongoing conflict and how so many civilians are losing their lives because of the attacks that are being leveled by them. Joe Biden, who is in Israel today as he continues to render all sort of support to Israel, he also goes on to say that America will in every which way support Israel for its people to save their lives. This also as he goes on to say that Hamas is walking on the footsteps of ISIS and the Palestinian people are gaining nothing out of this conflict. The innocent Palestinians who are also becoming a victim of this ongoing conflict as the hospital struck in Gaza is now gaining worldwide condemnation. 500 people who've lost their lives in that hospital struck.
Mr. President, you're meeting with our united war cabinet, united and resolved to lead Israel to victory. This will be a different kind of war because Hamas is a different kind of enemy. While Israel seeks to minimize civilian casualties, Hamas seeks to maximize civilian casualties. Hamas wants to kill as many Israelis as possible and has no regard whatsoever to Palestinian lives. Every day, they perpetrate a double war crime, targeting our civilians while hiding behind their civilians, embedding themselves in the civilian population and using them as human shields. We've seen the cost of this terrible double war crime against humanity that Hamas is perpetrating in the last 11 days. As Israel legitimately targets terrorists, civilians are unfortunately harmed. Hamas is responsible and should be held accountable for all civilian casualties. We saw the cost of this terrible war crime yesterday when a rocket fired by a Palestinian terrorist misfired and landed on a Palestinian hospital. The entire world was rightfully outraged, but this outrage should be directed not at Israel, but at the terrorists. As we proceed in this war, Israel will do everything it can to keep civilians out of harm's way. We have asked them and will continue to ask them to move to safer areas. We'll continue to work with you, Mr. President, to assure that the minimal requirements are met, and we'll continue to work together to get our hostages out. Mr. President, the road to victory will be long and hard, but united in purpose and with a deep sense of justice and the unbreakable spirit of our soldiers and our people, Israel will prevail. Thank you, Mr. President.
Well, thank you, Mr. Prime Minister. In the wake of Hamas's appalling terrorist assault, it was brutal, inhumane, almost beyond belief what they did. This cabinet came together and standing strong, standing united, and And I want you to know you're not alone. You are not alone. As I emphasized earlier, we will continue to have Israel's back as you work to defend your people. We'll continue to work with you and partners across the region to prevent more tragedy to innocent civilians. 75 years ago, your founders declared that this nation would be one based, quote, based on freedom, justice, and peace. Based on freedom, justice, and peace. The United States stands with you in defense of that freedom, in pursuit of that justice, and in support of that peace. Today, tomorrow, and always. We promise you.
They don't give up. They don't give up.
Nothing changes. Same in Washington.
All right, so that is the joint statement coming in from Biden and Netanyahu.